Let me describe someone I know. They make $85,000 a year. Good job, decent apartment. They eat out, drive a nice car. From the outside, they look financially solid. But they have $400 in savings. They carry a credit card balance every month. And every payday, that relief lasts about 48 hours. Sound familiar? According to a 2024 CNBC survey, 74% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, not minimum wage workers. 74%, including six-figure earners. And the reason is not what you think. It is not a math problem. It is not about how much you earn. It is a psychology problem. I spent a decade in finance, a degree, accounting qualification, investment banking, and the most important thing I learned had nothing to do with spreadsheets. In this video, real psychology, real numbers, and specific shifts you can implement today. Let's get into it. Here is the first uncomfortable truth. Most people believe their money problems will be solved when they earn more. Get the promotion, land the better job, start the side hustle. Then I will get my finances together. There is a concept in behavioral economics called lifestyle inflation, and it is quietly destroying the finances of millions of Americans. You get a raise, income goes from $65K to $80K, but within 6 months, new apartment, higher car payment, nicer dinners, more subscriptions. You are earning $15,000 more per year and somehow saving the same amount. Or less. It is called hedonic adaptation, the brain's automatic tendency to adjust to a new normal. Luxury becomes baseline. Enough becomes not enough. The athlete who signs a $20 million contract and goes broke. The lottery winner back to struggling in 5 years. Predictable psychological patterns, not moral failures. The fix is not earning less. The fix is understanding the pattern and building systems that work around it instead of against it. Here is something nobody tells you in school about money. Your brain was not designed for a modern financial system. It was designed for immediate survival. Eat when food is available. Spend resources when you have them. Respond to short-term threats. The human brain has not meaningfully evolved in 50,000 years, but the financial world has changed completely. And this creates 3 specific psychological traps. Trap 1, present bias. Your brain massively overvalues the present over the future. Documented in hundreds of studies. In practice, you tell yourself you'll start saving next month. Start investing when things settle. Pay off the card when the bonus comes. But next month you say the same thing. And the month after. And the month after that. A 2024 Vanguard study found that people who automate savings saved 37% more than those who manually transferred. Same income, radically different outcome. Trap 2, loss aversion. Nobel Prize-winning psychologist Kahneman proved losses feel twice as painful as equivalent gains feel good. In money terms, this is why people hold cash instead of investing. The fear of a portfolio drop feels worse than inflation slowly eroding savings. Staying safe is not safe. US inflation averaged 3.7% in 2023. Regular savings account at 0.5%, you are losing purchasing power every single year. Trap 3, social comparison. Humans are wired to look at those around them to calibrate what is normal. This worked fine when your peer group was a village of 150 people. It does not work when your peer group is 330 million Americans filtered through a social media algorithm. University of Michigan research: for every $100,000 in wealth neighbors gain, adjacent households increase their own spending by $700. You are spending money you do not have on things you do not need to impress people you do not particularly like because your prehistoric brain thinks this is survival. It is not survival. It is sabotage. Here is one of the most powerful concepts in financial psychology. It is called a money script, an unconscious belief about money formed in childhood driving your financial behavior as an adult, running like code you never wrote but always execute. Financial therapists have identified 4 money script categories. See which one resonates with you. Money avoidance, the unconscious belief that money is bad. Rich people are greedy. I don't deserve wealth. I am not good with money. It comes from parents who said, we can't afford that. Religious messages around money. Guilt about having more than others. Money worship, the belief that more money will solve all my problems. I just need to earn more and everything will be fine. Shows up as overworking at the expense of health and relationships. Never feeling like you have enough regardless of income. Chasing the next milestone. Money status. Net worth equals self-worth. What you drive, where you live, what you wear, signals your value as a person. Shows up as overspending on visible items, car, clothes, vacations, while ignoring savings. Taking on debt to maintain an image. Money vigilance. You should always save. Spending is dangerous. You can never be too careful with money. Shows up as underspending to the point of sacrificing life quality. Anxiety about investing because it feels like risk. Never enjoying money even when secure. Most people have a mix of these. The point is, your financial behavior today is driven by beliefs you formed before age 12. Beliefs can be changed, but only if you can see them clearly first, which is exactly what we just did. Let me show you something that should deeply change how you think about wealth in America. Federal Reserve 2023 data. The top 10% of Americans hold 67% of total household wealth. The bottom 50% hold 2.5%. The people in the top 10% are not 27 times smarter. They do not work 27 times harder. Many didn't start with more money. The difference is largely behavioral. And behavioral means it can be changed by you, starting today. Housel, who wrote The Psychology of Money, puts it this way: financial success is not about intelligence or information. It is about behavior. Here is what the data shows wealthy people consistently do differently from everyone else. Spending mindset. Most people spend income and save what's left. Wealth builders save first and spend what remains. Debt attitude. Most people normalize credit card debt. Wealth builders treat debt as a financial emergency requiring immediate action. Investment timing. Most people say they'll start when they have more money. Wealth builders start immediately and increase contributions over time. Income usage. Most people use raises for lifestyle upgrades. Wealth builders invest the majority of every raise received. Tax strategy. Most people accept the default tax bill. Wealth builders actively use Roth IRA, 401k, HSA, and legal structures. None of these are intelligence differences. None require a finance degree. Every single one is a behavioral choice that can be changed starting today. Okay, now let's talk about what to actually do. 5 specific mindset shifts, backed by research, reliable, proven. Shift 1: automate before your brain gets involved. Your greatest enemy in personal finance is your own in-the-moment decision-making. Set up an automatic transfer of at least 10% of every paycheck directly to savings or investment the moment it arrives. Not after bills, the moment it arrives. For US viewers, if your employer offers 401k matching, contribute at least enough to get the full match. That is an immediate 50 to 100% return. Nothing else comes close. 3 steps: direct deposit split to savings, 401k at employer match minimum, automatic Roth IRA transfer on the first of every month. Set it. Done. Shift 2: reframe wealth as freedom, not luxury. Most people unconsciously picture wealth as a Ferrari, a mansion, a yacht. The most psychologically accurate framing of wealth is this: wealth is the ability to say no. No to a job you hate. No to a relationship you stay in because you can't afford to leave. No to missing your kids' childhoods. When you reframe it that way, saving stops feeling like deprivation and starts feeling like buying yourself options, buying freedom. Shift 3: treat your money like a business treats it money. Every successful business has a profit and loss statement. Most people run their personal finances on vibes. The fix is devastatingly simple. Know your numbers. Monthly income after tax, monthly essential expenses, monthly discretionary spending, monthly savings rate, total net worth. For US viewers, YNAB, personal capital, or a simple Google sheet. Review every 90 days. People who track net worth build significantly more wealth. This week, add total assets, subtract total liabilities. That number, positive or negative, is your net worth. Write it down. Date it. That is your starting line. Shift 4: invest before you feel ready. Because you never will. And here is the statistic that should end that argument forever. $300 a month from age 25 to 65 in a diversified index fund at 8% average return, approximately $1.04 million. Wait until 35, same $300 a month, same 8%. You end up with $440,000. You waited 10 years and it cost you $600,000. Fidelity, Schwab, Vanguard, zero minimums. Open a Roth IRA or brokerage account. You can start with $5. The amount matters less than the habit and the time. Shift 5: audit your identity around money. The most underrated shift. And the hardest one. The person who wrote Atomic Habits makes the point that the most powerful driver of behavior change is identity change, not goals, not habits, identity. If you believe you are someone who is bad with money, your behavior confirms that belief. Identity drives behavior. Behavior drives outcomes. Write down 3 financial identity statements as if they are already true. I am someone who pays myself first. I am someone who invests every single month. I am someone who builds wealth slowly, patiently, and intentionally. Read them every morning for 30 days. Watch what shifts. Here is what I want you to take away from this. If you are struggling financially despite working hard, it is not a character flaw, not laziness, not that you're not trying hard enough. You are running on psychological software never designed for the modern financial world. Software written in childhood, reinforced by culture, supercharged by social media. But software can be rewritten. 1, automate before your brain gets involved. 2, reframe wealth as freedom. 3, treat finances like a business. 4, invest before you feel ready, because you never will. 5, audit and upgrade your financial identity. None of these require a finance degree. None require high income. All require one thing: the decision to start. I have one question. Drop it in the comments. Which psychological trap has cost you the most money? Present bias, loss aversion, or social comparison? If this gave you something real, Lev, share it with someone who needs it. This conversation is one most families never have. Maybe you change that. Subscribe if you haven't already. Practical personal finance and the psychology of building real wealth every single week. Thank you for watching. I genuinely appreciate every single one of you. See you next week.